right now at 5.
We need intelligent background checks.
Is the battle over background checks coming to an end?
We don't want guns in the hands of the wrong people.
Tonight, the president's new push.
I think in the end, Wayne and the NRA will either be there or maybe we'll be a little bit more neutral
In the ongoing gun control debate.
Well, President Trump is headed to his New Jersey golf resort for the weekend, but he says he will continue to work to get new control measures passed.
The president had also said he would work for background checks after the shooting in Parkland last year. So is that actually going to happen this time? CBS 4's Katherine Johnson is live tonight in Washington, D.C. with the story. Katherine.
Francis and Elliot, that's exactly the right question. The president remained fairly vague with his comments today as he tries to walk the line between pleasing voters who are pushing for policy change and staying aligned with the NRA.
President Trump says he's working the phones to drum up support for new gun control measures with Democrats and Republicans in Congress.
I think with a lot of success that we have, I think I have a greater influence now over the Senate and over the House. I think we can get something really good done.
The president says Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell is fully on board with the need for new gun control measures. And in a radio interview Thursday, McConnell says he's begun bipartisan talks to figure out which laws can actually pass a divided Congress.
Background checks and red flags would probably lead the discussion, but a lot of other things will come up as well. But what we can't do is fail to pass something.
But McConnell says nothing will be done until after the Senate's August recess, despite calls from Democrats to reconvene Congress now.
President Trump has also had multiple phone calls with Wayne LaPierre, the head of the National Rifle Association.
So we certainly have to strengthen background checks. Everybody agrees with that.
This isn't the first time the president has talked about gun reform.
And there's nobody that loves the Second Amendment more than I do, and there's nobody that respects the NRA. They're friends of mine. They backed us all. They're great people. They're patriots. But they're great people. But we really do have to strengthen up, really strengthen up background checks. We have to do that.
After the shooting at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, the president promised tougher background checks, but then sided with the NRA.
Well, we'll see where the NRA will be. But we have to have meaningful background checks.
In a statement Thursday, LaPierre said, quote, the NRA opposes any legislation that unfairly infringes upon the rights of law-abiding citizens and called gun control proposals currently being floated soundbite solutions.
I think in the end, Wayne and the NRA will either be there or maybe we'll be a little bit more neutral. And that would be okay, too.
A senior administration official says the president realizes he needs to back some form of gun control, even if the NRA doesn't get on board.
And right now, there likely still isn't enough support in the Senate to get real gun control policies passed. But there is a strong sense that if President Trump comes forward with support for a specific plan, Republican senators will move on their positions and follow suit as well. Back to you guys.